What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the FiveMarks Pro Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, as always, Mr. Martin115, joined by my lovely dance partner in his Austin 316 shirt.
Do my best Monty impression. Hello, everybody. I'm Carmo. Welcome back for another week.
Is that Monty or is it Hacksaw Jim Duggan?
No, Hacksaw's one. Monty's two.
Yes, that's how you avoid the gimmick infringement. Just an extra thumb.
Yeah, of course. Two thumbs, not one.
And we are joined this week by a man that I keep telling him to do stuff. How many episodes has it been now? 3 episodes? Doing like, well, do this. Probably 3 episodes.
Fourth one if it's this one.
Oh, perfect. Here's our lovely new editor. He is Mr. Will. You have to give yourself a little name now.
Mr. Will.
Yeah, you got to give yourself a little name. Like, I've got the Mr. Mark 15. There's my lovely dance partner, Carmo. You have to give yourself your own intro.
The face behind the company.
Oh, the face that runs the place.
He's not wrong, you know.
What the fuck? How come you never said...
He's not wrong.
How come you never...
He's taking over Martin's job very quick.
Yeah. I mean, I only begged for it for so long, so...
Yeah.
We are here to talk about today what we fucking saw this past weekend in Hard Knox, in Dolan's Warehouse Hard Knox Pro Wrestling Collision Course. Holy fucking shit, Carmo. I'll let you just kind of go on and talk about the show and everything, because this is what I love to do.
Unbelievable. What an epic show. So much so that, like, people that were there were claiming it to be the best Hard Knock show that they've seen. That's a huge claim. Like, I'll always go back to Hard Luck last year, and some of those early shows last year were unbelievable. But, like, we call them imports. That's what we call them. But, like, some of the imports that came in there, and, like, some of the lads from the north and stuff like that were unfucking real. Someone showed a life petition for them to come back. Like, they've been so good. Liam Slater, unbelievable talent. Will Cruz, so good. Nathan Black again. He's pro. He's work on the mic, whether he has a mic or whether he doesn't have a mic, is so good, so good. Eve Bateman, unbelievable, really good talent. No fun done. Oh, like, you can keep going and going and going. It was unbelievable. It was so good.
Now, without talking about the matches themselves, Will, this is your second Hard Knock show. What did you think of it?
So I didn't know what to think about going in, because the first one I was at, I thought the hardcore one where Steve won the hardcore title, I was just in disbelief because Jordan Oliver and all that was at it. And I said, okay, the next show, booking off work, definitely going. Then I got to meet you guys at this show, brilliant, all laughs, and I got to see it with a group of friends instead of my own this time. I was standing beside you, Emma, Karen, and people around us, and I just didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to look at the match or the fans' reactions. I was just in disbelief, and just the spots and everything along with it was just unbelievable.
Nah, that's fucking fair. So I forgot to do, Carmo.
What?
Well, there's a new person here. And we've one question that we ask every person that first comes onto the podcast.
Yeah.
Now, I forgot, so I'll pass it to you, Carmo, because I fucked up.
So, Will, what is your first wrestling memory?
So, correct me if I'm wrong, because this is the year I kind of keep getting confused. I don't know if I'm a year ahead of myself or a year behind. So I'm going to say 2007. It's the year Kurt Angle won all the belts, and
In TNA, yeah.
in TNA, and then the year 2007, I think it was John Cena versus the Great Khali at One Night Stand.
That might have been
That would be
08.
about right, yeah.
Yeah,
Might have
see,
been
that's the
08.
year. Oh wait, that's the year I'm kind of getting confused with. But them two memories are in my head all the time, because my parents were at a house party one night, and my dad was like, just stay up on the couch and do what you want. So I put on Sky and I was on Bravo, and I got to see Kurt Angle, former WWE wrestler who I looked up to with the ankle lock and just doing suplexes nonstop, have all these titles around his arms, his stomach, and one around his neck, and just looking like a total boss. And then with the Great Khali one, it'll always remember it. It was an episode of Raw after a one night stand. John Cena got to fight Great Khali again. He gave him an AA or an FU at the time, whatever you want to call it at that time. But whatever way Khali landed, his foot was hanging out underneath the rope and the ring, so it was hanging off. And my dad was screaming, "Sure, that doesn't count. His foot was under the rope." And I was like, "Dad, leave it at that. Leave it at that." John Cena won, okay? So them two kind of moments will always be planted in my head when it comes to wrestling.
I once had a fucking scrap with your own dad there. Dad, John Cena fucking wins. That's that, right? Fuck off.
I wouldn't chance it. I would not chance that either.
As well, I hate that I forgot that, because even you had said before, I was like, hey, am I going to have to answer that question? It's like, yeah, it's tradition.
I was like, oh, he's going to ask me.
I was expecting the fucking 7-minute rant.
Don't worry, I shortened it out. It's practicing.
See, he's already fucking better.
Tune in next week where Martin is no longer you're gonna. It's just me and Will
taking over.
It's literally going to be like a tweet going out now tomorrow. The FiveMarks podcast has come to the terms of the release of Mr. Martin 115. we wish him well in all his activities. Just erase me then, like I was never here.
God.
Who was that guy that was on before? Will? No, the guy before Will. Will.
No, the guy before Will. Emmett?
The biggest insult would be chicken?
Kevin, that's it.
Kevin Keane. I'm like, lads, now you're fucking having the piss. The lads were around for 4 months. But going back into Hard Knocks, it was a fucking crazy night. Like walking in, I thought, okay, this is going to be a much different show because one, the setup. Now, Hard Knocks, they really backed themselves in the corner here. One, going up against the Hurling. Two, going up against OTT and the return of LJ Cleary. We knew it wasn't going to be a sold-out show. There was still a fucking packed Dolans. Very weird not to see seats up on the stage. But for what we fucking got up on the stage, the lads actually utilising it, it was fucking brilliant. I want to go on one thing you were saying, what some people were saying, it was one of the best shows they've ever done. I think for me it was a bit like Unmatched. It came very close to Hard Luck, but just didn't be Hard Luck for me.
Yeah, it's kind of the same for me. Like I've said it many a times that Hard Luck is probably the best wrestling show that I've ever been to, and that's a fairly big statement. Like, it came close. Like if you're looking back at probably shows of the year towards the end of this year, I can see Collision Course definitely being one of them. Now we did get the huge announcement at that show as well, that on June 2nd.
I'll do it right. Gotta do it right. Carmo!
This is doing it right.
What's coming up for Hard Knocks next?
June 2nd. Donna's Warehouse, Limerick fucking City. The return of, as I said, what I think is the best wrestling show that happened last year, at least, is coming back. Hard Knocks, Hard Luck, Volume 2. As I said, June 2nd. Tickets are on sale now. I've already bought mine. Get your tickets. Be there. If it's anything like Hard Luck, even if it's half the show that Hard Luck was last year, it's going to be one of the best shows this year.
I love that. I said this to Carmo after the show. I love that Hard Luck has become one of the main shows for Hard Knocks. You know, that hopefully now it's going to be Hard Luck and Celebrations are the ones that you know are coming up. Like, okay, we've had this show. Oh shit, we're coming up to June now. Hard Luck's coming. Oh, you can kind of have stories finalized there. pick up again and head towards Celebration. You know, it's their secondary, we'll say, pay-per-view. Not that it's pay-per-view, but you know what I mean. So I'm excited to see it back. Excited back in Dublin again. As you said, was it June 2nd? For
June 2nd.
Hard Luck Volume 2. It's going to be fucking class. But before we get to there, let's talk about Collision Course. So, we kicked off in a fucking stacked show with Francis Mercer versus a debuting No Fun Done. Carmo, this is your boy.
I have seen bits and pieces of No Fun Done. Interestingly enough, when he came out with that siren at the start, he comes out with like this megaphone and plays this like kind of police siren. You kind of knew you were after the races straight away that people just weren't gonna like this guy. You know, that kind of way. And like he got a good promo in the ring, talking about like nobody has fun, no fun done. You know, that kind of way. So I was quite excited to see what he was going to do in that match, and I liked the character. I really liked the character. Mercer, like, is just so over. Like the crowd instantly popped from as soon as he came out through that curtain, and he got a big pop as well. Like,
Yeah,
and even I'll give us a little bit of credit. We normally start the Mercer, Francis.
we didn't
Mercer.
have to.
We didn't even do that. Someone else did it. And we all joined in, and it was a big chant as well. Really, really good match. Mercer put on a very impressive performance, I thought. I'm very, very impressed with No Fun Done. Like, some of his offenses is unbelievable. Really, really good match. Dare I say it, a really, really fun match as well, considering No Fun. But yeah, really, really fun match. Really, really liked it.
Well, then he didn't do his job that night, did he?
Not really, but like.
Will, what do you think of the match?
As you said at the start, it was my second show. So obviously I got to see Mercer at the first one. And when he came out, everybody was chanting. I was like, I have to join in now. So I started joining in. And when I seen him, I was like, Mercer has some amount of talent. And as I said, for a show, so I was giving my praise for my first time seeing him. And then when he came out to fight No Fun Done, I was like, yes. And then before, as you said, you usually start to chant. I was the one of the probably first people to join in with the crowd. And just seeing him in the ring explode left, right, center, in the middle is just an amazing thing. So hopefully when I go to the future shows, each one, he's there. And I want him to be there because he's just one person that you need to see. If it's your first show, your last show, you need to see Mercer there.
100%.
He's the heart and soul of Hard Knox. He is like, you look at Steve Savage. Steve is the beating heart of Hard Knox. You look at the likes of the Step Hermanos, another beating soul of Hard Knox. Mercer just, I don't know, runs through his veins. Like, he just is Hard Knox.
I thought the fucking match. So like, I said this. Every match was fucking solid that night. And when I said that to Emma was like, I went, you're thinking of the first one, aren't you? He goes, yeah. Mercer and No Fun Done put on a great match in a ring that broke in the first 2 minutes of their match. And they did everything they could with loose ropes, sketchy fucking moving ring, and they still put on a great fun match. I was shocked to see the result. Not going to spoil the result because we know. Hopefully this show will be coming out on YouTube, the Hard Knox YouTube channel. Go check it out. But I was shocked at the result. But we still have that golden ticket tournament on the horizon. So,
yes,
who knows? Could this be something of a beginning for Mercer? If you can, like, we have what, 2 spots open?
I think there's 2 spots. Yeah,
As far as we are aware, 2 spots open. So who knows? Francis fucking Mercer could end up in that golden ticket tournament, and there will be no one screaming louder if he wins that tournament than Carmo.
here's hoping. I will say this as well, though. Look at how far he's come
Yeah.
since the very first Hard Knock show, even since Hard Luck. It's insane. Like, that man has had such a transition. He is one of the top guys in this company now. And like, his performances are just getting better and better and better. I could talk all day about how good Francis Mercer is. I've done it before.
With Francis Mercer there.
Exactly.
But it was a great first match. As I said, look, the lads, the ring broke in the first 2 minutes. And they did what they could with that type of ring. And it was still a fucking good match. Moving on, did we go straight into the second match, or did Dickhead come out and do his fucking blah 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 blah?
Probably, but we'll just go straight into the second match.
That's fine by me. I'm always happy to skip over.
He's not a dickhead either. I'm in Robbie's good books.
Of course you.
Robbie Mac.
Don't dance. Don't fucking encourage him making chants. Moving on to the second match. Carmo, what was the second match?
What you say? Sorry.
What was the second match?
The second match, I was actually very, very impressed with. Like, extremely impressed with.
Yeah.
Raven Creed against PPW superstar Eve Bateman. We know what Raven Creed is. We've seen her in all sorts of matches up and down the country. Eve Bateman is my first time seeing her. I wasn't too familiar with her work. Genuinely, I was actually signed up beside Martin's father for the first half of this show. And we both looked at each other at times and we were like, this is fucking amazing. An unbelievable match between the two. A little bit of an incident with the referee. We'll push that to the side. Straight to the side. I believe it was like his first time ever reffing a match, if not like second or third. So, a little bit of nervous, I presume, as well, coming in. Unbelievable. I thought it was such a good match. Eve Bateman really impressed me as well. Extremely impressed me. To see Raven back in the Hard Knox ring as well is really, really good. Really, really good. Will?
As you said, it was your first time seeing Eve, but it was my first time seeing both of them in action. And it was just good from the beginning. As you said, a little slip up the ref, just push that to the side. But other than that, it was just back and forth. Unbelievable talent from both of them. And for my first time seeing both of them, I was just gobsmacked. Non-stop action, and it was just great. Just only word I can say is just brilliant and great.
Really, really good.
I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to pull that back from the side because that was hilarious to me. I'm so sorry to the referee.
Bobby, I think it's Bobby.
But Raven, and what's her name again? Sorry,
Eve Bateman.
Eve, because I kept calling her fucking Eva. I didn't want to do that again. Eve Bateman, they fucking played that off so far, especially Raven sitting up in the fucking top rope.
Eddie, sorry, is your man's name? Eddie.
Sitting up the top rope, like, right, this is how you be a fucking referee. 3 count in the ring, 10 count outside. It was just like playing that shit off was fucking hilarious to me. The two girls put on a fucking killer match. I thought Eve played to the crowd so fucking well. Played the fucking heel really well, especially like points where Raven was fucking like, I think there was one point like Raven was fucking just dragging her corner to corner, and she's like, Raven, I'm sorry, please. Leave me alone.
Even at one stage, like, where Eve pinned Raven.
Yeah.
She was there telling the ref to, like, count faster. Raven pinned Eve at one stage, and Eve was like, count slower. That kind of interaction with the crowd and stuff like that is just, it's priceless in a way.
As well, I give her bonus points because I can't remember what Kev said, but Kev shouted something to her, and she goes, I bet you've got no fucking girlfriend. And it's just the fucking, as well, no one copped on but me and Emmett, and fucking Eve heard us. She said something to, I think she said go slower to the referee, and she goes, I bet you've never been told that in your fucking life, or some shit like that. We must go faster. And myself and Emmett chuckled, but no one else did. And she just goes, at least 2 fucking people got it. And that just made me and Emmett fucking die even more. She played so well to the fucking Limerick crowd, especially because like the Limerick crowd is such a different kind of rowdy crowd, especially once they get drink into them. I'd love to see her back. As whether it's against Raven Creed again, or even I'd stick her in the ring with Eddie Devon, but maybe the tag match, because I think those two would play off each other so fucking well with just hating the Limerick fucking crowd and giving them shit. But definitely, all the matches are matches to check out. But this one particularly, I feel like it's one you should have been there for, just because I feel like watching on YouTube, you're like, yeah, that was a great match. But being in the crowd, you're like, that was fucking brilliant. Because of
much fun.
because of just having her bully you. But again,
So much fun.
not revealing any results, you can check it out on YouTube when it comes out. So, moving on? Everyone going to move on?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about the next match though.
Carmo, what was the next match? No,
I don't want to talk about it.
Next matchup. Singles matchup between PPW, is it?
PPW, yeah.
PPW's Liam Slater versus good old Twister Big Nasty Con Kelly.
Con Kelly?
Con Kelly.
Con Kelly.
Yeah. Con Kelly.
Con Kelly.
You can cut that out. Fuck! Chris Conley! For fuck's sake, I realised I fucked up the moment it came out of my mouth. Somehow Con has gotten even taller, bigger, and lost the fucking... He's grown more fucking hair. Big Nasty, he listens to... I'm so dead now, the next show. Thanks.
I fucking hope so. Get it off my back.
Big Nasty, Chris Conley. Honest to God, so this is my first time ever. I'd never actually heard of Liam Slater until this show. When it came out, I was a bit like, this guy looks like he's just some generic, has no character. I don't think I'll be impressed by him. I was expecting a squash match, and so was Emmett. But the two lads fucking went at it. Connolly got fucking joked about for probably the first 5 minutes. Between fucking wrestling grapples, fucking sliding under him, hopping over him, got made a fool. To whoever was in the crowd and compared him to a Twister ice cream, you are a fucking legend.
FiveMarks, yeah.
So shout out to you, because it played so fucking well. The two lads won a great fucking match. Liam Slater, I will say this now, is a great wrestler, a great technical wrestler as well. I definitely want to see more of him in terms of like outside of Hard Knox, because I want to see this guy have a fucking character or something, because it just seemed like he was this guy that came out, did some wrestling, got beat up a bit, and went home. So I'm definitely going to be checking him out. Chris Conley obviously had Ryan O'Connor with him at ringside, getting involved, hopping up the top rope, getting a fucking massive slap to the face though in return. Honest to God, the match surprised me. The match surprised me a lot. I didn't actually think Chris could go the way Chris went. So as well, he didn't actually hurt Carmo, which is a good. I think he shouted something towards you, but you can talk about that in your own. We'll talk about the match.
He didn't actually. I don't think so. No. Maybe I wasn't listening.
No, sorry, that was Rob that told you to shut up, wasn't?
It was Rob, actually.
Yeah. It was Rob. I thought it was Chris for some reason. Will, what did you think of that match?
Looking back to it, second time at the event, second time seeing Chris there. And Chris came out doing his thing about Cork is better than Limerick. The only thing Limerick people can live on is their hurling, which I thought was brilliant, because I do that to my girlfriend. She's a diehard Limerick hurler fan, and I slag her that Limerick cheat. I slag her that Limerick don't deserve it. And just to see that again, just to see that other Limerick fans is brilliant, especially from a Cork man. That was I'm little there, man. We don't win anything, so I can't say nothing really. But for a Cork man to come out, be like, oh, Limerick this, Limerick that. But I have a bit of beef with Chris, though.
Oh, what did he do?
So I was taking videos, being a nice fan, and he assaulted my phone.
That
He just
sounds like
went up and went,
that sounds like
but
Chris.
I'll try to forgive him because he'd probably stand on me. So that's all. But the match in general, unbelievable. I thought it was really good. As you said, you didn't know what to think of Liam.
Mm.
When he came out, he kind of got in the ring and kind of like done a little thing with his wrist to get ready and loosen up. And I was like, "Ah, is it going to be a squash match in myself?" But other than that, it was just back and forward. And it was just so good. And because they're both different sizes, I thought it was going to be awkward. But it was just an unbelievable back and forward match. And especially that Reardon got involved and it's back to their fight and Reardon and all that. But it was just really good.
Before we move on to you, Carmo, I just want to say as well, like for the time that Chris has been in Hard Knocks, all we've kind of seen are these squash matches. This is the first time we actually got to see Chris properly in a match. He had some time, and I thought that I honest to God, Carmo will definitely disagree. I'd love to see more of Big Nasty Chris in longer matches. Um, Maybe without Reardon at ringside because Reardon just keeps screaming at us. Don't know what his problem is. It's mainly with Carmo
Yeah.
though. So, but I'd love to
Showtime for life.
go on, Carmo. That's your segue.
But you know what? I'll take all the stuff between me and Chris out of this for the moment. Extremely impressed with Liam's ladder.
Yeah.
Extremely. Like, out of all the people that came over, he probably impressed me the most out of anybody. Um, I was aware of who he was. I was aware of some of the stuff he did, but I'm more so like I don't know if it's the same for anybody else, but even on Instagram for me, if I'm just scrolling through reels, PPW will always pop up. Always pop up. And I've seen clips of them, which includes all of them. I've seen clips, but I wouldn't necessarily know who they were just from seeing the clips. Seeing Lee Slater in person, unbelievable. Like the way he was able to turn that Twister joke about Chris into an actual spot in the match about like, oh, will I twist it? Will I twist it?
Yeah.
Sounds awkward when I say it like that, but if you actually watch the match, it makes perfect
Grab his
sense.
dick and twisted.
Yeah, that was probably Kevin. I presume. I don't know. Um, very impressed with Liam Slater. I will agree with you that it was fantastic to see Chris in an actual match. I don't think he's like I think he had one match with Robbie where he
Nah, that
killed
was a
him.
squash. That was a
Killed
squash.
him.
The only person I
Um,
would give some bit of credit that it was near enough an actual match while still being a squash was that other Chris lad that came down that time.
Chris Mercer.
Yeah, that's the only one I
Yeah,
gave some like leeway to.
yeah. But we got to see that side of Chris where like we got to see his actual wrestling ability, and he's very good, scarily good for the size that he is as well. Like, um, I agree with you that like Reardon can go jog on. To be honest, strong style for life and all that shit. But look, I will say congratulations, but I kind of spoiled it though. But congratulations, to Chris. He had a fantastic match. But I really hope we get to see Liam Slater back in
Yeah,
Hard Knocks.
100% agree with you. I was gonna say something went on my fucking mind. He, honest to God, as I said at the beginning, I had no idea who he was. But like, he's a great wrestler, great technical wrestler as well. As Carmo said, grabbing the fucking leg, how quick he can turn something that the crowd keep chanting. Chris Conley, like comparing him to a twister, which by the way, it's because of his gear. He was green, white, and red geared. Someone just said he looked like a twister. Um,
Our
he
color, so he was.
kept grabbing his leg and just literally do like a corkscrew. Is that what you would say?
Corkscrew, yeah, kind of yeah, corkscrew, yeah.
Grabbing the leg, just kind of jumping down. But great match. Congrats to Chris Conley on the 7 Up sponsorship. I'm sure that'll make you lots of money. But moving on to the next match, Carmo.
Yeah.
You wanted to
Actually
laugh at
big
that.
match.
You wanted to laugh at that, but you stopped yourself.
Me?
Yeah, I seen
Yeah.
that shit.
Yeah, I was going to try and make a joke, but then it was like, oh, it doesn't really work. But anyway, our next match was for the Hard Knox World title. We had Sammy Lee, the champ, go up against PPW's own Nathan Black. I was 50-50 on Nathan Black after the first show that he was at, which was the last show. Um, I liked the kind of character, but I thought with Boots it played well, but like I don't know, we didn't get to see it properly.
Yeah, no, I agree.
This match and the interactions with Sam was so good. Like he was able to pick up Sam for certain moves at certain stages and still taunt the crowd or Sam's girlfriend who was also in the crowd. They're like so good. But even the start of the match and like he does this thing of like, oh, I'm bloody massive. He did it in like the super kick onto the outside. Sam did it. And then the dive, and you just knew we were after the races. Like the crowd were so into it as well. I thought it was unfucking real. Very, very good match. Very impressed with it.
Completely agree with you. I felt the same way with the Boots match. Felt like we didn't get to see too much of him other than his promo ability. You know, the whole, look at the size of me! And all that fucking shit that he does. What I loved the most was the longer the match went on, the more Nathan couldn't give shit back to the crowd.
Yeah.
So like slowly and surely, he just deteriorated to the point where like he went to give shit to someone and just did the old Ric Flair,
Yeah,
falling flat in his face. So I love that kind of thinking in wrestling. Um, I honestly got thought again. I thought this was going to be a squash. The way it started, like your girlfriend's ugly, bam, super kick, fucking going for the cover, kick out, dive to the outside. Um, this match really impressed me on Nathan Black, and I'd love to see him back in Hard Knocks for Hard Luck. Honest to God, I'd love for him to be something of a regular, but not being a regular. If you know what I mean. So come back, like maybe take like a show or two off, come back and do something. Um, yeah, that's what it will.
As I said, Nathan Black, I seen him at the last show against Boots, and when he came out, I was like, "Oh, what is this?" Because as you said, he came out and he's like, "Oh, look at the
Look at the
size
size of me.
and I was like, "Oh," but the Boots and his match was brilliant, and then he came out and he was like, "Look at the size of me" again, and he was giving it to Sammy D's girlfriend, and I thought it was brilliant the way he was just chatting absolute rubbish to his opponent's partner and all that. And as you said, the longer the match went on, he couldn't do anything. He couldn't give fans like grief. He couldn't give Sammy's girlfriend grief. But then I got to see more of him wrestling properly then when he couldn't like chat.
Mm.
I thought he was brilliant. As you said there, Mark, I'd love to see him back again. Take the break, come back, take a break, come back. I want to see him do more stuff with Hard Knocks. I genuinely think he's good. He has the character, he has the wrestling ability, and he has just the whole package basically.
I thought at one point as well he was actually going to take the title there. Not just I'm after spoiling it, but just to I'd say the spot. You know, when he hit Sam with the fucking title, I thought no way they're gonna fucking take the belt off Sam.
it was close. Like it was very close.
So, but imagine Nathan Black going up for the All Ireland title. Imagine if he wins.
I don't know if Renzo would be able to handle it.
Imagine
All like the mouth and stuff like that. And Renzo's one for like saying stuff while in the ring. I don't know if Renzo will be able. That might be a great match for a future Hard Knock show.
100%. But imagine he wins. Imagine the fucking trash talking he can do to the crowd then. You know, he calls himself, was it the King of Ireland or something like that. He will literally be the King of Ireland with the All Ireland title.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Don't know how the fans would feel. An Englishman with that title.
Exactly. Do you know? So all possibilities that could happen in Hard Knocks. Obviously, then we've gone to our intermission at this point. At some point in the show, Robin Mack came out, said whatever he said. Here's our next show, and then we moved on.
Robbie back, Robbie back.
You done?
Yeah.
Can't stand him. I'm not gonna get some sort of text now being like, "Up yours, Carmo's got my back." But we get back from intermission then, and we have what I, honest to God, taking out the main event, thought was match of the night. Justy versus, is it Will Cruz?
Will Cruz.
Will Cruz. Honest to God, look at that. You look at the two lads in the ring. Now, we know Justy, myself and Carmo, like, Justy is one of the best workers in the ring. I thought, yeah, this would be a fun match, a bit of a mix of style. I wasn't expecting to be saying this is going to be match of the fucking night, and it was match of the night.
I won't say much about this match in the hope that this goes up on YouTube, because in my opinion, this is match of the year contender already.
Fair, yeah.
This match super impressed me. Will Cruz, some of the stuff he can do in that ring is absolutely insane. And Justy, as you just said there, we know he is one of the hardest working, one of the best wrestlers in this country. And he even went above and beyond and impressed me so much in this match. So much. Unbelievable. I could talk about this match all day, but I'm not going to, for the simple reason of go and watch it. Please go and watch it. Even the crowd were 50-50 going into this match, and by the end of it, the crowd were loud.
Well,
go and watch it.
First time seeing both guys, Justy and Will. When I seen Justy came out, everyone was like screaming, shouting for him. You knew he was going to be the fan favorite from the get-go with the fans shouting. Will came out and I was like, my God, the size of this lad.
Look at the size of him!
And they both looked at each other, and it just, for some reason, when they were looking at each other, all I could think of was Hogan versus Andre the Giant. Just a face-off between both of them at the start. And I was looking through Instagram, and I found Will's Instagram. And in the bio, he has super heavyweight. That's how he described himself.
Yeah.
By God, he does not move like a super heavyweight. He moves like a cruiserweight. Yeah. And I'm not going to, we are not spoiling anything in case it goes on YouTube, but he is like a rabbit or a hare, whatever you want to describe it, on his feet. The way he moves is fantastic. That's all I can say about the match. Unbelievable. Fantastic work.
One thing I will say, and it's not going to spoil the spot or anything, goddamn Justy, I hope your tailbone is okay.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I'm no, like, honest to God, the fucking pain he must have been in the next day. Fair fucks you, Justy.
Unreal. Unfucking real.
Moving on, and because this is now, I don't talk about this guy. Carmo, what happened next?
Pure filth.
Pure filth?
The guys from the north.
From Belfast.
Joe, I give them the credit. They came out and they had this different look.
Yeah, can I just say,
they weren't even sure what to make of them.
Their appearance is fucking badass.
Very cool.
Badass.
Very, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Crowd didn't know what to make of them at all. I'm a little bit against them because they put their hands on my boy Monty. And Monty just wants to be friends. Everybody knows this.
It's just Monty.
So I was a little bit kind of annoyed because they put a beating on Monty as well. An absolute beating. Very, very impressed with him. But not Monty until our good friend.
Our good friend?
Not Martin's good friend.
Yeah, that's what. That's
not Martin's good friend at all. Galacini, the legitimate Galacini, had the save and cleared out. And the two boys in what was probably one of the best moments I've ever seen in a wrestling show, standing on the stage, while the song "Why Can't We Be Friends" was playing, drinking a pint of Guinness. What a way to celebrate! What a way to to kind of, I suppose, take part in the show. Very, very impressed. I really hope we see more Pure Filth in Hard Knocks. Just leave Monty alone. Monty he's just Monty.
We're done talking about that fucking waste of space now.
What, Monty?
Well, no, like, okay, I have time for Monty, okay? Monty's just looking to make friends in wrestling. It's the other guy I can't stand.
London.
We moving on?
No, go on, talk about it.
So, okay, here's what I will say with that. Pure Filth have a badass look about them. Little disappointed we didn't actually get to see a match with the lads involved. I thought we were going to have a tag team open challenge, but look, it is what it is. Please book them again so that this way we can see what they're like in the ring. Just that's all I'm going to say, because obviously I can't comment on. All I can say is the lads look great. They have a cool ass look. Hope to see him again. Monty, can't wait to see Monty again. Hard Knocks.
Such a fucking, I don't know.
Fuck
Go
you.
on, well, what did you think of Pure Filth?
They came out. They have the look. They have a look that some wrestlers kind of want, some wrestlers don't have. And they just came out and they're basically saying, look, we're coming down from the north. We can take over this place if we want, and we can do damage if we want, which was brilliant. Didn't like how they called us the South, but we won't get into that. And then the best theme song ever hit. Monty comes out, which is theme song is still stuck in my head. I was singing it the other day in work, and I was asked what I was singing. And poor Monty, that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Poor Monty, because this is the second time I've seen him get stood all over, and you feel bad for him. So
Yeah.
hopefully he gets his upbringing and stands on someone else. And then the GOAT, in my opinion, comes out, saves the day. He should be on Mount Rushmore. Galagini comes out and does what he does best and saves the day. And then they top it off with a nice cold drink. Unbelievable.
I will say those points of Guinness look dodgy enough.
Bad.
He looked like bog water.
Yeah, they probably should have waited an extra minute or two for those to settle. But look, all part of the show, I suppose.
But moving on with the show now, we're heading into the main event. And before we got to the main event, as usual, with Hard Knocks and with whenever Steve Savage is involved, we had Robbie Mack come out and say, lads, it's time. Well, first came out and he said, Carmo, shut up. It's not the time and place.
He did.
And said, lads, it's main event time. As per usual, I'm going to need all you against the wall to go that way. I'm going to need all you by the bar to go that way. Because all hell broke loose in this match. Probably, Carmo, I don't know if you agree with me here, the best hardcore match, also the most disgusting hardcore match we've had in Hard Knocks so far. I thought this did top the handicap match at Hard Luck last year.
I mean, I'm inclined to agree. The thing with these kind of matches is you wonder, how far can they really go? And you're kind of hoping, for me anyway, I'm hoping not that far. You know, kind of, please no. I don't want, it's cool and all to see it, but I don't want anyone getting majorly hurt. And they took it to the next fucking level. Next level. Some of the stuff that was involved in this match was freaking insane. Insane. And I think it paired up perfectly as well, because we know Steve likes these kind of hardcore matches. We know Joey Scott likes these kind of hardcore matches. But some of the stuff involved in this match was just brutal. Hard hitting, not even hard hitting, just extreme. There is probably the word for it. absolutely insane. Like if/when the show grows up on YouTube, be sure to check it out because some of the stuff that happened, you just won't believe. Like,
So are we gonna leave it like a mystery? Just go watch it, or
I you can talk about it. You can absolutely. I just
perfect?
kind
Okay.
of I didn't want to.
So I'm gonna talk about it because it was a fucking like. Let's talk about first the list of things that we had. We had the light tubes. With Steve Savage, you've always got light tubes. Fucking thumbtacks. You had not even a table, a massive fucking sheet of wood. What else do we have? Oh, the most disgusting thing possible. A syringe.
Oh,
Yeah,
I had to look away for that. Barbed wire chairs, kendo sticks. The match was fucking.
skewers.
Oh, I forgot about the screen. Wait
oh,
till wait till I tell you the point of view we had of that. Um, it was like just the best way you could say it is both these lads were out to kill each other. The hot shot Joey Scott, the Irish hardcore champion Steve Savage were just out to fucking kill each other for that title. Uh, both guys smashed light tubes over each other's heads, absolutely like cut the shit out of each other. Um, I think at one point Joe was beating fucking Steve with a chair, then went and got the syringe, which I was very vocal. That fucking syringe came out. I was walking away. I didn't. I just looked away. There wasn't a chance. The fucking whatever liquid was inside got spread out to us, I believe.
Yeah, it did actually. Yeah.
Um, Carmo actually suffered an injury in that match. He got hit by one of the light tubes.
I got hit by a little scrape of glass. Like,
I even felt it hit my fucking leg. I was like, shit. Um,
by the
Thumbtacks.
way, we were absolutely fine. It did
Oh
not
yeah.
hurt us or anything. Just in case
I
anyone was
mean,
wondering.
whiplash.
Like.
Fucking Joey Scott being put through the fucking sheet of wood. As Carmo said, alright, Steve, one of the broken pieces of the fucking lights, got hit again. The two lads went above us. We, as me, Carmo could see everything. Me, Emmett, I assume Will, you were the same, were underneath. We couldn't see shit. But all that kept happening was stuff was falling on top of us. There was glass falling from Steve's back on top of us. And next thing you know, it starts raining skewers. Fucking crazy shit. I'm not going to tell you what happened next because I would never do what they did in a million years. You couldn't pay me enough to do the spot that they did because that was dangerous as shit. But unbelievable hardcore match. Um, I'll talk about the end after we go to Will.
I don't know where to begin this match. So when you look at Steve Savage, you'd probably want to run. He is a scary looking man. But second hardcore match I've seen him in, which is the first for when he won the belt against Jordan Oliver, I thought was unbelievable. Spots were amazing the first one. And then the second one happened. I was so hyped for this. I just love I love violence. That's all I can say. There are so many spots you could talk about. You don't know where to look. You don't know how to talk about it. The syringe one literally made me curl up. Like as you see, I have tattoos, blah blah blah. I don't mind needles, but it's the fact the way it was used was mental. Light bulbs are smashed over people. I remember I was recording the video like that, and when I heard the light bulb just bits flew, and it hit my finger, and all you heard was, ah, fuck, from me. And I was like, what the? And as you said, me, you, Emma were kind of under, and all we seen was stuff dropping. I was like, what is that? And then all I heard was, Emma, that's yours. I was like, I knew what happened instantly because me and Emma were talking about it from other matches we've seen before. And I just pictured it. And then that amazing spot that you said no one else should have done. It was scary. When that was done, there was no movement for 3 seconds. I thought they were dead because no insane person's going to wake up on a Sunday and be like, let's do this. Overall, it was A1. The match was unbelievable. And you said you want to talk about the ending to that. So I'm not going to say anything. I'll let you talk about it.
Should we talk about it, Carmo?
Go for it.
End of the night. So I'm going to take you guys back. During the beginning of the show, we saw a promo of Steve running into Sam. Obviously, we know the history. In fact, Carmo, I'm doing this simply because it's part of the history, okay? Not for anything else, okay? Here is the history. Part of it. Pride versus career. Steve versus Sam. This was the kendo stick that was dug into Steve Savage's head. The night Sam ended Steve's Limerick career. The lads said, look, we're Team Hard Knocks tonight. Let's just play for the team. Let's just be on the same page. Past is the past. Shook hands, moved on. Steve was down and out. Sam came in to help Steve up. Helped Steve get to his feet. Raised his hand. And kicked him in the face. Carmo, shock?
Extremely. Like, look, we know the past between Steve and Sam. We know what Sam is like in Hard Knocks, you know, that kind of way. He's always been that big heel. I just don't know where it goes. Like, is there another match? Is there a title versus career match? Like a definitive title versus career match? I don't know why Sam would do it. I don't know why now. I don't know. Like, Sam has been at other shows, you know, that kind of way.
Yeah.
Steve has been at other shows. Why now? Why this moment? I don't know. What I do find interesting is you've been quite vocal about it, man, and I've been quite vocal about it, but there's a story now.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of way, and that brings just so much more interest into it. You know? Like, if that had happened without the previous history, everyone would went like, oh, this is cool. I wonder where this is going to go. Now, with the previous history between them, who knows what might happen? Who knows? Who knows? It's
the now question. I agree. Why now? You've been on so many shows with Steve. Why now? The why? I can see it from Sam's point of view. I retired this fucker. He shouldn't be wrestling in the Hard Knocks ring. I retired him. I beat you. I never said that you could get back in a fucking Limerick ring. Why the fuck are you back in a Limerick ring? Why it's taking this long for Sam to do what he wants to do? We're going to wait and find out. Hear from the snake himself. But the one thing Steve learned that night, which he should have fucking remembered, was never trust a snake. Especially when that snake is holding your World Heavyweight Championship.
100%. Absolutely.
Will.
So, as I said from the start, it was my second show. And after the first show, when I seen Sammy D there, I was like, Dublin lad, 20 minutes away from my house, where my brother lives. It's where he's from. I was like, going to do my research. And then I found the match that you have the prize possession of behind you. And I was like, unbelievable. And then when I went to the show, after I said, it's like, Grant, Steve's back and all that, doing his hardcore thing. And then I seen what we talked about, where he kicked him in his face and told him what is happening, like you're this, you're that. So what I was thinking of the last few days is, so when you think of Hard Knocks, as me and Carm said, you think of Mercer and Savage and all that, the soul of it. Will Steve get his opportunity to get that belt back around his waist and end the Snake's reign in Limerick? Will Sammy say, if you want me, it's going to be my title on the line versus your career. And if I win this match, you can never step back in a Limerick ring, an English ring, an American ring, any ring. Will he actually put Steve Savage to retirement? I'm excited for this as a new fan. You've got to see them fight before, you got to see all the matches. From a new fan's point of view, I'd love to see that title versus career. To have Will Steve come out on top and be like, I'm actually this top dog now. I have the belt. Sammy, get out of my company, get out of the company, blah, blah, blah. Or will Sammy actually put Steve in the grave and be like, look, you're done with wrestling. This is my thing now.
100%. Like Sam said himself, he feels Steve built this company for Steve, for his mates. Because Sam was the world champion, but Steve's always in the main event. I retired that motherfucker. So, what happens next is going to be extremely, extremely entertaining. And look, we've seen how far Sam's willing to go once. How far is Sam willing to go when the world title's involved?
I will make a separate point of Sam needs to be careful of the battles that he picks. Like, we know he's already beaten Steve. He ended Steve's Limerick career, not necessarily Hard Knocks, Limerick career, which obviously didn't happen when Steve came back. But we've also got a golden ticket tournament going on.
Yeah.
Or getting ready to go on. The last time we had a golden ticket tournament, that title changed rapidly. Within less than 3 minutes, I think it was, 2.5 minutes or something like that. So Sam better watch his back as well. Like, because if he goes into this absolute war with Steve Savage around the time of the end of the golden ticket tournament, yeah, he might beat Steve. Doesn't mean he'll walk out on the night as champ.
Now, one thing I'm going to throw you, because we spoke about earlier on, Sam has made it very clear he doesn't want to give Steve a shot, and he doesn't want Steve to ever be in that world title picture. There's 2 spots left in that tournament. What if Steve goes in? Do you know?
It's very, very possible.
We've Hard Luck coming up. Whatever shows after that, celebration. We are in an interesting time period of Hard Knocks where, look, I was vocal on episode 100. I love stories. Stories is the wrestling I love. This is story. I'm invested. We know where it started. We know what's happened. Where's it going? That's exactly what I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Overall, Carmo, how would you rate the night? Give your final thoughts.
I would give Collision Course an 8 out of 10. Partial reason being it was different.
Yeah.
There was someone in each match, bar probably Sam and bar the world title match and bar the main event, that we haven't seen in Hard Knocks, which made it different, which made everything that we were going to see a little bit different. And I'm all for it. Bringing over those PPW guys and some of the guys from North as well was a great idea, fantastic idea, and it worked really, really well for the show. As I said, I don't think it's better than Hard Luck, which, as I said, to me is one of the best wrestling shows to ever take place. So an 8 out of 10 for me is what I'd give it.
Well,
I don't know where to rate it because, as I said, I'm going to keep saying it for a while now. Second show, unbelievable atmosphere. Crowds were amazing. It was just non-stop action. I love it. Like, I finally found a local wrestling thing that I can go to from like 15 minutes away from my house, just walk. I never got to see Hard Luck, the first one, but Hard Luck 2 is creeping around the corner. What is it like? I think 28 days, something away, month away.
It's about
And
5 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks, yeah.
mm, and if it can top the way you talk about Hard Luck, the first one, number two, like as the second June as you talked about, I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10. But at the moment, I'm giving it a 10 out of 10
That's fair.
because the second show, and as I said, I'm waiting for more to like actually
Yeah.
be able to rate the shows perfectly.
No, that's completely fair. Um, I think I'm going to agree with Carmo. 8 out of 10. Solid show. Um, the fact that they had so much going against them. One, lack of talent on the Irish side because of obviously the OTC camp that was on. The hurling was on, and they still had a packed house. Do you know? They, for what we know, the lads put on a great show with the resources that they had, the very limited resources that they had. So hats off to them. Hats off to the lads that put it together. Like, he fucking smashed it. They know who they are. I give it 8 out of 10. Matches were spot on. I'd take away the points for one. I really wanted to see the two Belfast lads wrestle.
Or filled.
So, but look, it could have been anything there. Obviously, like, look, I say, don't shit on the first match. The ring broke, but obviously, I'll take some points away from the match not standing out with the rest of them. But the show, solid fucking show. Honest to God, if I was to rank the show with what the Hard Knox shows have been, it would definitely be a top four. A top four show. Hard Luck, unmatched. I'd probably Unbroken still very, very special to me, and then Collision Course. So top four show, 100%. Any final
Check it
comments?
out as well when it comes on YouTube.
Exactly.
Like, you'll see it on our socials, you'll see it on Hard Knox socials whenever the show pops up. Be sure to check it out. Be sure to check it out.
Want to have some fun, Carmo?
Huh?
Want to have some fun? Like, it's a bit of a break for you.
Go on.
Will, when's the next show?
So the next show is going to be the 2nd of June, which is a Sunday. So most people should
5
have it
weeks
off.
from this Sunday.
Yep, 5 weeks from this Sunday. So a Sunday, so most people should be off. If you're not, tell your boss you're having it off. Tell them it's a family emergency or something, because you do not want to miss this. It's going to be in Dolan's Warehouse. Tickets are on sale now. Carm said he got his already. So just get onto that website, Dolan's, and then you can go and find it and buy your ticket as soon as possible, because you do not want to miss this.
100%. Lads, Hard Knocks Collision Course in the books. On the road to Hard Luck, Volume 2. Will this be your first episode? Any final comments you want to throw in?
Any comments? The next show, if Chris is at it, I hope he doesn't hit my phone.
Hit Carmo instead.
We have to leave Carm alone. He's the face of the company. Like,
What?
FiveMarks. Oh, sorry. Emmett. Yeah.
Yeah, you were on a good track there in a second. You fucking stepped off it now, like.
Wrap up this episode.
Martin's God.
Fuck's sake. Shout out your socials, Will.
So the
Where can
socials.
people find you?
My name probably. Well, for me, it's here. It's at Squid Productions _. It's just the Instagram at the moment. I don't deal with Twitter or X as you call it now. Just stay away from it. Other than that, thanks for having me for my first show. Really appreciate it, guys.
No, it's been good having you on, and like, you're doing massive work for us, so we really, really appreciate it. So to have you come
Thank
on
you.
an episode and for the people to meet you is really, really good. As always, you can check out our socials. At
Emmett of all
FiveMarks
fucking
Pod,
people.
FiveMarks Pod on Twitter, FiveMarks Podcast everywhere else. It is also, as we're recording, Martin's birthday, so happy birthday to Martin. He's not obviously hearing this because he's giving out about Emmett, which happens. But for another week, we have been the FiveMarks Pro Wrestling Podcast, and we are officially ding, ding,